What's going on, guys? Kickman, KLV. Just doing a final test through of the image that the klov group as a collective sort of decided on what they thought would be a great one joystick, 3 buttons, and a trackball. I just made a copy of my image to ship off to Joe, and I want to make sure that the samples folder plays the music here. Let's find out. Oh, we got me. Alright. Pretty sweet, man. Pretty sweet. So, in the thread on klov, KLV, the International Arcade Museum, we as a group put together a collective of games we thought would be the best for one joystick, 3 buttons, whether it be an 8-way or a 4-way. I'm using an 8-way unrestricted leaf switch. It seems to work really, really good. Some people use the servo stick, which will go between an 8-way and a 4-way. And then I'm not sure if there's the capability on this board for the 49-way joystick that I know the Arcade SD somehow translates 4 and 8-way games through that, but this was the final cut. Junior Pac-Man, Jump Bug, that's a fantastic game. I'll go ahead and load some of these. This is going to be kind of a rather long video, but it's going to be the last video. So you can see how the games are just really crisp, nice working. I have my volume up pretty loud so I can rock out with Journey. So that's Jump Bug. Jump Coaster, I've never actually played, so I'm not going to attempt to play it. Jumping Jack, that was a request by the klov crowd. Juno First. Fantastic game. My cabinet only has 1 button. I really originally started out building this as a kit for me, and then I realized what Mike Bear had done was kind of what people were sort of hoping for, and that's that you could have the Arcade SD experience, which is no longer being supported that I know of. I mean, if it is, I haven't heard anything in a long time, and a lot of people were sort of hoping that there would be additional games added, but there weren't, you know. And nobody's knocking Clay Galgill or Darren from Phoenix Arcade. It's a fantastic product. We love it. I was about to hit this thing with a hammer and go out and buy the Arcade SD, because what I really wanted was this kind of experience, which is a very simplistic menu system, easy to operate, no bugs, you know. So I have went through and played test all of these games. I believe I spent hours upon hours upon hours upon hours in here loading these games and trying to test them to the best I could with the ability I have on my machine. But they seem to be cooperating and doing as they're supposed to do. I'm not sure. This game, love the Gottlieb sounds. Ow. That's funny. Oh, he's coming for me. Man, how do they know to go right towards you, you know? So I don't know how this is going to work out. If I remember correctly, this game requires, this may be an issue here. I don't know, I'll have to leave that up to everybody to decide. It's really easy to remove this game. And I can kind of go through how to add and edit games too in this video a little bit for those that are not aware of how to do that. Lady Frog, that's a lot like Frogger. Very, very interesting game. Looping, love that game. I played that game with Brett Pulliam at Grinkers 2 years ago. Lunar Rescue, fantastic game. I have this on my Brazington kit and my Space Invaders Deluxe in the other room. Really, really great game. That was Slick Nick request. Very, very fantastic game, though. Tato game. Love this game. There's so much variety on this board. I think you guys are really going to love it. To enter into any game, Mad Planet's fantastic game, but that's got unique controls. It was a request by a member, so it's there. Magical Spot 1 and 2, Make Tracks, Mappy, Map Mania, that was a request. Millipede, I believe, is playing correctly. It was a request, as well as Monster Bash. That was a klov request. Mr. Do and Mr. Do's Castle, both fantastic games. Mr. Cougar, Mr. TNT. I've never really played that game. Mr. TNT is one of my faves, though. So you can hit any key on your panel, or at least on my panel, player 1 start or player 1 action button will enter the game. It has been advised that you use a credit switch or use your coin mech for the Arpicade. You can go and map this however you want, but me personally, I would stick with the arcade experience as it is. My coin door is wired. I just flipped my switch. You can use the little coin membrane that John sells, the Easy Coin Up. Those are fantastic. So yeah, I mean, this is a fantastic game. One of my faves, Mr. TNT. If you haven't had a chance to play it, really, really like this game. I did not know that you could slow down this guy with your player 1 action button. Oh, you got me. Fantastic game though. You'll love that. So Ms. Pac-Man and Ms. Pac-Man Fast versions. Naughty Boy, I have no idea how to play that. Naughty Mouse. They both look like very interesting games though. And something that I look forward to learning how to play. New Sinbad 7, another one that's an interesting game. Nibbler, everybody knows Nibbler. This Nibbler is the Nibbler without music. So I believe it is the ROM set number 6 or 9. I believe it's the one, I believe it's 9. I'm not positive. I know that when you die, the little kernels do not regenerate, if I remember correctly. But again, I'm playing with an 8-way. Ooh. Yeah, so they do not generate. I believe this is the version that people are most used to playing. Oops. Everybody knows this game well, though. I don't need to show you how terrible I am at it. I'm actually building this cabinet right now, though. I better get good at it. I'm using Aaron's bit kit. Outzone is a fantastic game. That is a really fun game. Pac-Man and Chomp Chomp, I really like Pac-Man and Chomp Chomp. It's a great game. Brendan Parker, he goes by Junior Pac here. He built a dedicated one that he brings to California Extreme every year, and it is just a fantastic game, and I always look forward to playing that game with him every year at CAX. But such a great game. I just enjoy it so much. Oops. He got me. I wasn't really paying attention too well to what I was doing there. But yeah, if you get this guy, once you see, you pick up the Galaxian. Fantastic game. Also, Alan Stahl, you may know him as the wacko crazy Donkey Kong high score kill screen screaming arcade punching wonderful friend of mine. What's up, mate? If you see this video, he requested that we add Pac-Mania, and I gotta admit, it's a fun game. I really like it. I didn't realize how fun it was until I started playing a little bit of it, and I like the sounds a lot, and of course, it's not the way to go there. Let's see, what else do we have? It's going to be kind of a lengthy video, but I'm just sort of showcasing what we did. So you've got Pac-Man, Pac-Man Fast, Pac-Man Plus, Pac and Pal, Pandora's Palace. This was by request. I have no idea how to play this game. It was a request, so it's on there. Pengo, Phoenix, fantastic game, Phoenix. Pioneer Balloon. The only thing about Pioneer Balloon that I noticed is that I think some of the speech is, I'm not sure. Let's go ahead and play it and see what happens. Oh, that was really fast. Maybe it's fantasy I'm thinking of that's lacking the speech. Ooh. Seems to play pretty well, though. The lightning, the lightning. My 8-way leaf seems to do very well on here, though. I'm pretty, seems to do pretty well to me. I enjoy it. So, Piranha, that's sort of a Pac-Man, that's a really good game. It's a good game. It's a Pac-Man hardware kind of, Polaris. Fantastic game, fantastic game. Puyan, everybody loves Puyan. Porky, that was a Coolmo Craig edition. Qbert, everybody knows Qbert. That was a klov request. Kix is on here. Radar Scope. Radar Scope is a Nintendo game. Raiden 2. Raiden and Raiden DX. I don't really play these games very well. I'll go ahead and play Raiden 2 because that was the specific one that was requested in the thread. I added Raiden and Raiden DX as well, but just so that you can see how it plays. I don't have the second button. Again, I only have one button on this game, so, but sounds good. Music sounds good. I didn't notice any weird lagging stuff. It seemed very well, very fluid. I don't know if there's anything weird about it. I'm sure you'll pick up on it if you're watching it. But people say that there's like screen tearing or there's a lag or something. I don't feel any controller input lag. To me, honestly, everything seems... I'm not a pro player of this game, so I couldn't tell you. But for the most part, seems great to me. As I was mentioning earlier, you don't have to hold down player 1 and player 2. You just have to hold down player 1. And you can either hit player 1 action button to start, or you can hit player 1 start. Rally Bike, I'm not sure about the controls, but this was in the list of 1 joystick, 3 buttons, so I'm assuming it can be played. Rock and Rope, that was a request. Route 16, that is a fantastic game. Satan of Saturn, I believe, is very similar to Zarzon. Satan's Hollow, that was a request. Seems to play very well. It's a Bally Midway game. I'll go ahead and coin it up and play real quick. I don't have a shield. Seems to do pretty well though. Cool game. Scramble, fantastic game. I really like those games. There was a game on here called Dam Busters that I added that I'll have to show you. Shaolin Road and Kicker, I believe, are pretty much the same. Sheriff was in the list of requests by people. Sinistar, I added this game as a choice. I actually like this game. Was very hesitant to add it. I owned a dedicated, and mine had a dedicated Midway 49-way joystick, which I'm really surprised at how well this game plays with the joystick that I have. All I know is that this is one of the additions on this board that I really like. I didn't have any problem at all playing this game, except for the fact that I can't get past the first level without having the Cinnabons button. I almost want to drill my panel and add it just so that I can play it, and I'm actually heavily thinking about it. But I seem to be able to play this very easily, very well. I didn't notice any like difficulties. Get back. I'm just gonna go through until Sinistar is formed, so you can hear the speech and talking and everything, and just how neat it is. I forget that you can just hold down the fire button. Fantastic addition to this board. So moving on, Sky Base, Sky Fox, Sky Lancer, and Sky Smasher. I played all of those. This game's really interesting, Sky Lancer. You'll have to check it out. Solar Fox, I really love the sounds on this game. It's a really neat game. And I'm going to spend a little more time with this for sure. I just really like the sounds. I really like that. Great sound. This board performs really well. I'm pretty impressed, you know. It's hard to have expectations about something you don't know anything about. When I started off doing this setup, Initially, it was just for my cocktail cabinet. And then when I explained to Mike Bear this game is Speed Coin. If you guys haven't played this game, it's fantastic. You really, really need to play it. This was another Cool Mo Craig requests from klov. Fantastic game. Oh shit. It reminds me a little bit of in a way, ice cold beer with a single joystick. But yeah, it's pretty neat. There is a little unevenness per game for the audio. It's not really that bad. Things are pretty well rounded and pretty even. Spiders, that was a request by my buddy Bradley. Super Burger Time, really interesting, neat game. I have no idea how to play it, but I believe it's just like the regular Burger Time. Super Cobra, Super Doubles Tennis. That's actually fun. I was playing that while I was testing it. Super Mouse. That was Cool Mo Craig request. Super Pac-Man. This is one of my favorite games. This game is a difficult game to play. That's on an 8-way joystick. There's no doubt about it. You can play it, but I mean, it's really hard to go put up some high scores if you really, really, really want to jam on it, because it hauls ass when you hit that power button, and it's really just hard to keep control of it, but great game to have on there for sure. Super Tank, Super Exevious, Super Zaxxon, Tank Busters. This game right here has to be the game of the year coming up for me. The sounds on this are just ridiculous. I don't know. It's like Tron meets Williams sounds. Except I've played very little of this game, so Jesus, didn't even make it out of the first level. I've made it through the first 3 waves, but kind of sitting at a funny angle. Amazing Adventures of Mr. Flea, The Electric Yo-Yo, The End, The Glob, Tiger Heli, that's a good game. Time Pilot 84 and Time Pilot, 2 of my favorites. I actually own both of these boards dedicated, and it's pretty cool. They do very, very well. Time Pilot always has sort of that funky sound that everybody's familiar with, and it's just a little bit off. If you own a dedicated Time Pilot, then you know what I'm talking about. But with the joystick that I have, this unrestricted, I need a second button for this one. Too bad that Matt Osborne ROM wasn't available for the MAME, but it's if you have a 2-button, who cares? You're really gonna love playing this. So again, another great addition, I think, to this board. Everybody knows Time Pilot. Time Pilot's one of my favorite games. I own a dedicated Time Pilot myself. Triple Punch, that was a Cool Mo Craig request. Tugboat. Turtles, my buddy Bradley Kramer was asking for Turtles. Tutankhamun, I suck at this game. Twin Cobra added. Up and Down, this was another Bradley Kramer request, friend of mine, high score player local to me. Vanguard and Vanguard 2, Van Car. Victory Road, which has got some pretty cool sounds in here. I'm not sure, I've never played this game before, so I'm not sure about the controls. It was in a list of single joystick 3-button game. I'm assuming that it's correct. I'm not sure exactly. I love the sounds for this. Seems to me like this might be a rotary game, though. I'm not sure. Maybe somebody can chime in and let me know, but I'm not sure. But the sounds on there, I don't know why. They're pretty neat, though. They're pretty cool. Video 8 Ball, I play tested this. This was actually fun. Wall Street, that's Cool Mo Craig request. Warp, that's one of my favorite games. I love playing this game. Water ski, a lot like Alpine ski, but very much not like Alpine ski. The Wiz. The Wiz and Woodpecker I've never played before, but they were on a list of one joystick 3-button games, so they were added for variety. Xevious, this game I have no idea, but again, was in the list. Zarzon, fantastic game actually. Have you made it to Saturn lately? Zaxxon, Zing Zing Zip. This is another one of those scrolling shoot 'em up games. It's an interesting game. It's very colorful. I actually enjoy playing it when I really don't want to think about shit. I just want to hammer on buttons and shoot stuff. It's on the 412-in-1 board. That's where I first discovered it. But it's got good music and it's good sounds, good. It's just kind of fun. I like it if you like scrolling shooters, you know. It's colorful and it says "Hello Jelly Bean." Pretty fun. So that made it to the end of the alphabetical list. Zor was added. ZZYXX. 1942, 1943. Those are both classics. 600 is an interesting game that was a request. Abscam, Aero Fighters, Air Attack. Air Attack is actually pretty fun. I played that. I actually owned, my Donkey Kong was an Ajax when I first purchased it before I restored it. And so me and Ajax have a little bit of a love affair. I'm really not into these games. This is a 3-button game though. I know because I owned one. And this is a really fun game. To be honest with you, it's very challenging, but it's a very, very fun game. I really, really enjoy it. I almost missed this attract mode. It's just weird that the jet airplane takes off, but you're a helicopter in the beginning. And I enjoy it. I like this game. You need 3 buttons to play it, but it's fun. If you really get into it, you'll like it. Plays very, very well too, especially with an 8-way leaf joystick. Alibaba and the 40 Thieves, Alpine Ski. Everybody knows Alpine Ski. It's a fantastic game. Amador Anteater. It's a really, really cool game. I've learned to start playing just recently. Arabian, Arkanoid, and Revenge of Doe added. If you have a trackball, I hear these play very, very well. They were on the 60-in-1 board, so well, Arkanoid was, not Doe, but Armed Formation, Armored Car is a fantastic game. Astro Blaster, everybody loves Astro Blaster. Who doesn't love this game? It has probably one of the greatest arcade calls ever, and you'll hear it right now when it loads. It's just
Fighter pilots needed in Sector Wars. Play Astro Blaster.
Now I actually own Dedicated. It's right behind me, and that never gets old ever. It never gets old, you know. Really, really cool game with the speech on this game. This is a 2-button game. You have a warp button to slow you down or slow down the right is here. Right here is where you would actually use it. Yeah, fun game, fun game. Need 2 buttons for that one for sure. Astro Fighter, Astro Invader, Attack UFO. Somebody requested the Avengers. I've never really played that game very much, but that's cool. Bagman, Balloon Bomber. Balloon Bomber I have on my Brazington multi-kit in my Space Invader Deluxe. I love this game. Now, Kumo Craig requested a game called Crazy Balloon. If you really enjoy Balloon Bomber, you need to check out Crazy Balloon. When I come up to it, I will show it to you. Bio Attack, I really like Bio Attack. It's a very, very cool game. It reminds me of Scramble a lot, except that it's sort of a vertical scrolling shoot 'em up game. Blueprint, a really, really fun Bally Midway game. Boggy 84, never played it. Bomb Jack, everybody knows Bomb Jack. Bump and Jump, everybody loves that game. Burger Time. Calypso, this game is really, really cool. It's got some cool sounds too. You're gonna have to look into that. I haven't learned to play it yet, but it's a really, really good game. Carnival, everybody loves Carnival, right? Who doesn't love Carnival? Cavalon, I don't know a whole lot about that game, but it was an interesting sort of lesser seen, rare, looks like it's really fun, should be explored game. I think that's going to add some interesting variety. Centipede, a trackball game. I'm hoping that Millipede, Centipede, Revenge of Doe, and the other games are going to be able to be used by a trackball. Circus Charlie. Everybody knows Circus Charlie. That's in the Arcade Hangout tournament currently. I should be doing a playthrough on that, but really, really fun game though. I mean, the one important thing is that most of the games on this list are refined, played, tested. There's no bullshit. You can actually play each game. I fucked that up. Far out, man. Man, I should have went for a tournament game on this one. Everybody loves that game. But you notice how fluid it is to get out in and out of everything? Colony 7, that's a really cool game. That was at California Extreme this year. GAC brought that. Commando. Speaking of California Extreme, I bought a Commando from Gino Mule here on klov. I had great memories of that game. It was a very nice game. I played it. It pissed me the hell off. I decided it wasn't for me. Condor, variation of Phoenix, Congo Bongo, everybody knows that. Contra. I didn't know Contra was a vertical game. When did that happen? But, cool, you know? I don't have a jump button though, unfortunately. Cool game. Cosmic Alien, Cosmic Chasm. That's an interesting game. A very interesting game. Cosmo Gang the Adventure. I don't know if you guys have played this, but it's a really, really fun game. It's kind of Space Invaders 95 meets Galaga 88. It's just really, really fun, you know. It goes along with Space Invaders 95, Attack of the Lunar Loonies, which is also on here. Cosmo, Crazy Balloon. This is a Coolmo Craig request. Now, I mentioned that if you like Balloon Bomber, then you're going to like this game. This is, to me, I don't know how to explain it, but it's pretty cool. I'll do a little... you need to play this game. This game is fantastic. It's hard as hell and challenging, but so what you got is you've got a swinging balloon, just like Balloon Bomber, but you've got to move it through this maze to get to the end, and very carefully timed. Like so. But it progressively gets a lot more challenging. But this is a great, great game, you know. If you had a gutted deluxe, it would be really neat to put together a bunch of these kind of games. Holy shit. Can't believe I pulled that off. Great game though. Everybody needs to try this. And that's what happens when you die. Let's attack. Cool game. You're going to love that. There's so much variety on this board. You know, Crazy Kong 1 and 2. Crush Roller, much like Make Tracks. Dam Busters. The British are very proud of this game, and you'll see why here in a second. They're just like, kabooey! You know what I mean? We're proud of our shit. Play Dam Busters. It's cool, though. I don't know how to even explain this game, except that you need 2 credits to play it. You're like a flying fortress, and you have a fuel... I think that there's supposed to be a bomb button on this. I'm not sure. I feel like I need another button. But, fantastic game, it seems like. I'm going to have to get this in a cabinet that has multiple player one action buttons. Defend the Terror, Attack on the Red UFO. Everybody knows Dig Dug 2 and Dig Dug. Disco number 1, never played it. Don Duponchi, that's a cave game for the cave lovers. Donkey Kong 2 is on here. Dogfight, Donkey Kong 3, Junior, and Donkey Kong. Don Ponchi, Dragon Spirit. Dr. Micro. This game looks pretty fun. Dr. Topple's Adventures. This also looks a lot like Cosmo Gang the Adventure, or Cosmo Gang the video game, excuse me. Egger. I really like this game. Egger's a lot like Eyes. It plays a lot like Eyes, and it even has very similar sounds. I just really enjoy it. Very, very similar. Except you're a chicken, I think. And there's vultures or something trying to get your eggs. I'm sure there's some kind of patterns to learn to this game. Probably pattern based. I'm going to take a guess. Exarion, is that how you say that? That was a request by Klov. Eyes, everybody knows Eyes. Fantasy 95, some little nudie picks. Fantasy is another Rockola game. Frogger. Funky Bee, it's kind of an interesting game. I added that at the request of my girlfriend's daughter, Eva. She likes to play that. Galaga 88, Galaga Fast Shot. Galaxian 4X, and Galaxian Turbo. Galaxy Rescue, which is another variation of the game that's Lunar Rescue. Galaxy Rescue is a lot like Lunar Rescue. Galaxy Wars, Galig. Gapolis, everybody knows Gapolis, or Galaga 3. Gorf, Gunsmoke, Guzzler, Gyros is a fantastic game. Haley's Comet, I really like that game. Hangly Man, Hellyfire, Hero in the Castle of Doom, that was a Klov request. Hopper Robo, this game is looking to be like something really, really cool to check into. So I'm gonna have to spend a little bit of time on this game. It looks like my kind of game. Anything with robots is definitely fun. I don't know if you've watched any of the gameplay of this, but it just looks fantastic. I don't know what I'm doing, but it looks absolutely fun once I figure out what to do. Hot Dog Storm, Hunchback, another DK conversion. Hero in the Castle Doom and Hunchback were Donkey Kong board conversions. Indian Battle, that's a pretty cool game, believe it or not. Intrepid, Invenco, Jack the Giant Killer, that was a request. Jolly Jogger, and we're back to Journey. So there you have it. That is the Klov Super 60-in-1 verticals image that's going to be available for free download from Joe at highscoresaves.com, the seller of the product. The Arpicade, which is a Raspberry Pi mounted to a Pi JAMA interface that's plug and play to a JAMA cabinet, where you can use a 4 8-way joystick with 1 through 3 buttons, a player 1, player 2 start, and a coin switch, and you're in business. You will require no modifications to your cabinet if your cabinet is JAMA wired correctly. And then you will be able to play all of these games using this interface that is quite similar to the Arcade SD offered by Darren from Phoenix Arcade. Also, a very fantastic product. I really, really hope that Clay Calgill and Darren continue support for that product, because it's probably one of the finest products out there, and the inspiration for this front end for the Arpicade from highscoresaves.com. So I hope you guys get this by Christmas time. I'm mailing out a copy to Joe in the morning. I have play tested it. I've made sure all the games were correct and loading. And so this is what you're going to get when you receive it. Later on, I'll do an update to it, and I will send that updated ROMs folder via Dropbox to Joe, and he can swap it out very easily. And real quickly, before I go, when you take your Arpicade image that you'll receive and install in the board, if you open it up, I can't do it on that one, but if you were to, I don't know if I have it in here. I don't have a removable disc here. I have, so in here is the disc that you're going to install in your Arpicade. I'm going to go ahead and install it in my computer real quick just to show you. As soon as I install that disc, it will recognize that it's there, of course. And now it's here. If I open it up and go to the ROMs folder, here are all the emulators inside of there. And generally, like if you go to 172, there will be all of the games. 8-Ball, Abscam, Ajax, Alpine Ski, Amador, Arkanoid 1 and 2, Armed Formation, Astro Blaster, Balloon Bomber, Calypso, Carnival, Cosmic Chasm, Crazy Kong 2, Colony 7. You can kind of see them as you go down. Let's say that you don't want Dig Dug in there. If you right click that and delete it, then when you put this back in the machine, it will be gone. It will not be there. So let's say you had a ROMs folder and you wanted to go on your computer, and I go to my hard drive and I went to Melee, which is I have installed on here, and I go to my MAME and then go to my ROMs folder. I have like 10,000 ROMs in here. Like, let's say I wanted to install a 48-in-1 image or a 39-in-1 image. Or let's say I wanted to do 720. Or let's say you wanted to do, I don't know, Aero Fighters here. Agent X. Here's Agent X, which is going to be something that will be on the horizontal build. There's Ajax. So I would just right click this, copy it, right? Say if I want to install it, and then I would go and I would open up once the removable disk is installed, I would go find it. I would open up the ROMs folder, and let's say, well, let's try 172. I would right click it and I would paste it in there. But you see what happens? It says, oh, it's already in there. It's already there. Copy and replace, don't copy. We don't want to change anything because it's already working. But had I had done that, if I installed the ROM in there, and then if you go to the previews and go to the wheel art and scroll down, see how these are already there? They think the images are already there. Like we'll find Ajax, there it is. So the header will be there, and it was. And then if you go to snap images, scroll down, find Ajax again, and it's already in there, right? Here. See, there it is, snap image. So just by adding the ROMs in, once you have a fully populated snap image and a fully populated wheel art, when you add the ROM in, then you're good to go. I mean, it's pretty straightforward and simple. Once you guys get it and install it, if you want to make changes, you can always just post in the thread or something, you know, and ask, here, what do I do? But Joe is going to offer to host this image here, this Arpicade image number 2. That's exactly what you just saw running on here, where you can actually copy this onto your own SD card, then run into your game room or your wherever and take that card and pop it in your Arpicade, and you're good to go. You will be playing exactly what you see here. You will not have to configure anything. You will not have to do anything. And it will remain open source, so that it can be modified if you want to do your own splash front end, like Frizzlefied wants to have the Arpicade on his or whatever. He can do that. So that's all left up to you guys. So that's it. I'm looking forward to doing a horizontal build. This is going out to Joe in the AM. Mike Bear also has a copy, and I also have this in my Dropbox folders. But there's something, he modified the image that was there, and so it's not that easy. I may have to send him some more files because I think I have the only copy, but I think I'm just going to burn a disc and put it in the mail. Burn a disc, send it to Joe, put it in the mail, and then for the guys that really have to have it and can't wait, I'll burn a couple discs and mail them. So, all right, everybody. Hope you enjoy, and look forward to the horizontal klov thread coming soon, I hope. Peace.